after reading about Ken and security and all of that in the UK and doing painting in the KNUST and all, Chris decided to venture into a different thing altogether. Let me ask you, do you miss the VGMST as a host?
Do I miss hosting it?
Yeah.
You know, I definitely would say yes. It was a beautiful platform to be on. It's just I've also come to terms with the fact that until they invent cloning, I can't do it all. You know.
Yeah.
Especially this year, I was far away shooting in South Africa, working on a series called 50. So I couldn't be here for it. I hear it went very, very well. Well, at the end of the day, that's what's important, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I don't know whether you've heard anything about it or you've read online how it went down. And
well, maybe not enough. Not enough. But I'd always commend, look, once there is still a VGMAs, you know, I'm going to commend things. That's the music industry. That's one of the most important and prestigious awards of the year. So as long as it's come to pass, you know, a lot of work goes into it. I remember being part of the crew, you know, some time ago. So I'd say, again, kudos. Everything else, well, people love the drama, so.
And the ladies miss you. The ladies miss you. And,
oh, I miss everybody too. The
Yeah.
ladies and everybody too. Everybody.
Too. Now tell me.
Daddies, mummies, papas, everybody out there. Go on, Kim. No, it's beautiful to come home and remember.
Yeah.
Remember where you grew up. Remember certain things that are important. You know, the same reasons that have had us screwed on right. You know, looking for that way to help Ghana shine one way or the other. You know, this is my chosen profession. This is how I get to do it. Go on, Kim.
But why did you abandon the GH industry? You know, why did you?
Abandon. I don't think the word is
It looks
abandon.
more like it.
You know, when you read your Bible, you know, you learn a lot. And even in the Bible it says that a prophet cannot be fully appreciated in his own home, you know, and that's not to be taken negatively. What it actually means is that, you know, you must rise. The same way it says in the Bible, the man must rise and go forth into the unforbidden lands and, you know, explore and come back with something. God forbid that, you know, I'd be caught in one place. You can't shine in one place. Ghana cannot shine if all I want to do is in Ghana. You know, so the word is never abundant. The word is, you know, is broadened, and the sky is the limit. So that, of course, I keep saying when someone points a finger, one of the first things they're going to say is, oh yeah, he's Ghanaian. And that's a beautiful thing.
So it wasn't about the money?
Well, we all need to eat. Money is important. Money's everywhere. But this is we're talking about a career, you know. A career depends on certain decisions if you want the career to grow.
We also heard that, you know, you're trying as much as possible to get yourself into the Hollywood space. A time back we had pictures of you and some news of you trying to, you know, connect with some producers and all of that. How is that?
Well, we're thankful to God. Like anyone in their profession, everyone is looking for, you know, the biggest platform to shine, or the biggest platform to do what you know how to do best. So, of course, I've been trying to do more work outside. The good news is I've just literally signed on another project, something that I was going to share with you later, but since it's come up, it's a huge film that we're shooting out in Florida. It has stars like Michael J. White in it, and it's a feature called The Zombie Named Ted. It's by producer-director Ann Wells, and it's something that they've been working on for a long time. So I'm going to go make Ghana proud.
Wow. Do you sometimes feel that really you're going to break into it? Like you're really going to get there to the Hollywood for everybody to know how you've been wanting that for years?
KMG, I don't feel it. I know it.
Wow.
And that's the only way to go. So until I get there, you know, I'm going to keep at it.
But how's the challenge been over there, though?
Very challenging. It's also humbling, you know, to be in a place where it's not about Chris Attoh or as much as the work you've done, it's about what you bring to the table. You know, you're looking at standing in a stage or a space with other very talented individuals from all over the world. And so it's been a beautiful learning experience, you know, but one way or the other, this is what every actor or everyone in my position, you know, would want and hope for. It's a rise in a career.
Production-wise, what we're doing over here compared to what is out there and the experience that you've had, how is it?
It's beautiful because I know that we're getting closer and closer to doing things how things should be, you know. But then again, it's like being in Rome. You have to do it the way the Romans do, you know. Production-wise, I keep saying that we're in a place where we're shooting our movies better, you know. We are making films the way films need to be made because a lot more filmmakers are being trained, you know, here in Ghana. So I'm always excited about that.
How do you deal with the situation of, you know, moving from one place to the other, you know, building up relationship, trying as much as possible to put yourself out there, to push Ghana out there?
It's difficult. It comes with its challenges. Naturally, you know, and like I said earlier, cloning has not been invented as far as I'm concerned. So it's hard to be in two places at the same time. Everything else comes to managing, which is pretty much what I'm doing. Managing.
You're managing everywhere.
Well, Sugar is first of all, I have to commend Georgia Arnold, who is the CEO for the MTV Staying Alive Foundation, which is literally where the show Sugar is derived from. Another season is great news. You know, at the moment, Sugar is currently looking at continuing Sugar Niger, and then alongside a Sugar South Africa, which is where the show has moved to now. You know,
there's never been a Sugar Ghana.
Well, I keep pushing for that. Every time I am with her, I'm like, when?
Chris, what is it with
You know, honestly, it's not a bad thing. I think that we need to stay positive, and it will come to us.
We've been staying positive all as well.
I don't think we have. It's not.
Really?
It's not reflecting. It's not reflecting in how we are.
So Nigeria has been positive than us?
No, it's not about that. I wouldn't put it down or pin it down to Nigeria or to Ghana or to... Look, everyone is in their journey and in their road. And if you decide you're going to look around, you're going to either fall or trip. So focus on your own. You know, where do we want to be? I want the best for this country. You know, it's good to come back home and see a lot of changes, the change in governments, you know, which reflects a more relaxed environment. You know, I'm back with my son, and so it's always good for me now, thinking as a father. I appreciate the peace in this beautiful nation, you know, and I think it's something we should appreciate more, you know, just taking us back to what we were saying earlier.
Yeah. And how does it feel like, you know, you starring in a television series with your girlfriend, who now is your wife?
Oh man, that's such an old question now. It's always a good thing. You know, I've always said that sometimes when you are surrounded by doctors, for instance, you know, all your life, you might end up marrying a doctor. You know, it's the people that surround you and are in your space are likely to be the ones that stick around. And
she did.
She did.
And still sticking around.
Still sticking around.
But were there points in your life, you know, when you had that opportunity to star with her in a series, you know, that you sat and said to yourself, I'm not leaving this set without this lady? Was there a point in life like that?
No. You know, it's interesting you ask that. You know, for us, work is work. And when we're working, we think about it as work. You know, it's very easy to disassociate yourself, which is what you need to do, by the way.
So at what point did you decide that, damn it, you'll go with me this time around? I think I'm ready now.
Well, they yelled cuts. After that point.
You know, but we had stories around that. It wasn't really what you wanted to get into. It was one of them things that we boys we do, like, you know, we hover around and then we'll find our place and then we'll go. But this time around, something caught you up and then You couldn't move again. How true is that?
Really? You know, I heard that too, and I was surprised.
That was the news out there.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, for example, me saying I've been in South Africa now for the past 4 months, shooting something called 50. 50 is a film that came out not too long ago. It aired on Ebony Life TV, and I think it's also, you can also find it on other platforms, but they've decided to extend it into a series. And the series was being shot in South Africa, and you know, it's very demanding on an actor to leave home and go and be out there for that long. But that's one of the challenges that comes with, you know, the seriousness of this career.
Your latest work is Kintampo.
One of my latest works.
What's with that?
You know, I always say that I got into acting because I wanted to direct. You know, one way or the other, I wanted to step in the actor's shoes and find out what it would be like to direct such a person or such a force. And it's been a beautiful journey since. So Kintampo is literally just me extending my voice as a director, or as another, or sharing another side of my artistry. You know, I had the opportunity to learn directing at New York Film Academy. And I was always upset because I didn't make it into NAFTI when I wanted to get into film school. But I believe God always has a hand in everything that's going on, you know. So lucky for me, I made it to New York Film Academy, and since then I've always wanted to direct some more. So people can see Kintampo on DSTV, Mnet, African Magic, to be specific. It should be out very soon. It was very exciting making that film because I had my peers, my friends, my colleagues, you know, was starring my brother Ajete Anand, who I love so deeply. I will describe him as a demigod in the fields of what we do. You know, he's a brilliant actor. And the likes of Sika Osei, and of course for myself also, it's always important to include the continent. You know, we had Deyemi Okanlawo, who's another great Nigerian actor. We had Buki, who's from Ghana, Haley, who's also from Ghana. And the story is literally an adventure piece. People get thrown into it, so look out for it.
Now you got into that shoes, and then you realize that production-wise, you know, these are how things happen here in Ghana. You think we're growing, the movie industry. A lot of people, maybe you have been out for a while, but a lot of people have described it. A lot of pundits have described it as a dead industry. What do you make of it?
You know, Ghana is, we are a very small country compared to a lot of the countries around us, you know, and people usually use the example as Nigeria. I just feel that our pace may not be as quick, you know, or as fast, but we are growing, you know, and as I said earlier, it's about being in your lane. You know, what do we want for the movie industry in Ghana? I think that we want the best, you know, and so if we feel there are problems in certain places, then, you know, together let's fix them. You know, that's what I do. When I see a problem, I try to fix them. Stories like Kintampo, I feel, are an example of fixing. You know, we're not telling certain type of stories, so let's tell certain type of stories so we can broaden the industry, so we can change the industry, so we can say, hey, a Ghanaian film is worth seeing. You know, I'm not sure if that's happening at the pace that people want, and I think that might be the problem, but it's happening.
Some of us argue that
there are a lot of great filmmakers among us now. You know, the likes of Pascal Aka. Maybe I shouldn't necessarily mention names because they're all my friends and all my colleagues. You know, Ramesh, Nana Isihine. It's Shirley Frimple Manso. There you go. You know, so Leila Jansi.
What's the issue? Is it not about a unity issue here? Because elsewhere, where you've seen much in the US, you know, in Hollywood, producers come together, they put money together because of unity. They're able to come out with something big. Here, it doesn't happen. And when you ask them, they don't seem to, you know, really understand that happening anytime soon.
KMJ,
what's the problem?
God bless you. You see, because you're saying the same thing that I'm saying. I'm saying that we, as a people, have forgotten that we are each other's keeper. You know, if I remember that I'm responsible for you, and I take your hand and I'm looking out for you, and you make sure that our guy here holding the camera is all right, and he's making sure that everybody else is all right, then unity is not something that will be a problem. So maybe those are the kind of messages we need to start preaching simply as a people. Let's remember that we are each other's keeper.
Is it also because maybe investors are not really looking at this side of what we are doing, that much, and that's the reason why we seem to have a decline in the movie industry and production-wise?
I will definitely say that it's very hard to sell some of our material, and that's not necessarily because investors are not interested. It's a very dicey industry, but it is very, very difficult to go out there and find the kind of money that will make productions that we would want to see, So we are thankful for those who dip their hands in, thankful for those who put money into the industry, because everything, counts on money. Money is important. But I would definitely say that I don't think it stopped anyone from investing. More investors jump in and out every day. It's like any other business, any other industry, So I would definitely encourage more. Please, if you're out there and you're not sure what to do with your money, or you'd like to invest it into something, then come and invest it in the film industry. We need it.
Let's check out a few of your memorable moments, while you were here doing what you do best.
I'll share one with you right now, just looking at you. For many years I was on the graveyard shift right here. I don't know if we can mention, the name, but it was in a sister station right next door. And at that time, Sam Menz was the studio manager. And I will come and Charlie, you have to put the music on. And those days, not everything was set on the computer. You have to look for the CDs and come and put your CDs down. And so that's a good memory, just looking at you right now. From
I know that feeling. I can relate.
And it's beautiful because you guys have grown. You've grown, and now you're all under the same roof, even better.
Yeah.
I'm greeting my bosses though.
Let's check out movies too. What memories do you have with movies? Is it about the one you're studying with your wife, or any other thing else?
Every film is a journey. I'm very excited about the ones that are yet to come out. I've just shot something called Sylvia. Sylvia delves around the story of a man that lives between the supernatural worlds, vis-a-vis the dream world and this world, and it should be out sometime this year. I've just come off a production in South Africa for a film called Happiness is a Four-Letter Word. That's completely out now, and you can find it in some shops, and I believe it's also on DSTV. So I think my fondest memories come with the latest or the last work, and there's a lot to be seen. There's an epping I'm looking forward to. It's called Attoh, and in Attoh, I didn't have a speaking role. It's radio, or else I wish I could show you. But please check out the website chrisattoh.com, and you can see the trailers to some of these films, or just look it up on YouTube. And they're Lotana, there you go. Thank you. You see, you got my back. Sometimes there's so many you can't remember, but
but I've checked out the piece, not the entire piece though, but it's amazing.
Thank you.
It's really amazing.
And we keep pushing higher and higher.
But Chris, you seem to be doing a lot with all of these. How does Brian cope?
Oh, my man is growing. Brian is growing up really, really fast. And I think the best part of it is when he misses his daddy, coming back and just having him in my arms. He likes to sleep on my chest. All of this, of course, is for him. At the end of the day, once you become a father, nothing you're doing is really about you. It's about the next generation.
And how's your wife doing?
She's wonderful. She's currently in London. She's just launched her Alpha Woman page, so you guys check it out. If you can, the link is on her Instagram page. Alpha Woman is a platform where you can check out ways to exercise. It's definitely for the women. So there you go. Definitely check it out.
I posted a picture of you and I yesterday on social media.
Yay!
After our meeting,
yes.
actually.
It was so good to see you. After all these years.
And one of the ladies was complaining bitterly, and she didn't like what she was hearing.
Oh,
and she confirmed that because you didn't have your ring on.
When
Yesterday,
did I not have my
when
ring
we
on?
took the picture yesterday.
Oh, that's because I just come from a shoot. Remember, I was
Yeah.
shooting at the pool.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I'm in character, I can't be wearing my ring. Really?
So Chris, I thought,
Why don't you tell I'm wearing my ring now? The
has a
issue
ring
with
on.
this ring. Oh wow.
No, but how do you feel when you hear all these rumors, divorce
I don't
rumors?
hear them. I don't read them. I'm too focused. I can't be bothered with all this. I may be out of it. I'd like to acknowledge the concern, that my fans have shown. It's beautiful to know that people care. Apart from that, what's important is in front of me.
Some debated that your wife, you put out something for your wife on your 2 years anniversary or so. I think your wife was supposed to have responded on Instagram, and they made case out of that.
I got my response, so don't worry. The response doesn't have to be on Instagram. I mean, I remember speaking to her that evening, and I can't share the rest because it's a PG show, is it not? Or you want me to talk?
My bosses agree that you can share, so go ahead and share. Let's take the parental guidance from there.
Oh, really?
So you can share.
I had...
You made love, you had sex, so what did you do on that night?
I was in South Africa, so unfortunately, no, I didn't get to do either of the two.
So was it postponed? When did it happen?
Postponed indefinitely. Yeah, if you say KFG, so they do you. They postponed.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it has to happen, it still has to happen anyway.
Nice one. No, it's important. It's important. Those are the beautiful things about marriage. It's about unity. It's about those moments.
How often do you see each other because of your work?
Oh, well, because of what we do as often as we can. I mean, it's tough because sometimes, I might be away for 2-3 months, but that's usually the interval. When she can come, she comes. When I can go, I go. But it's better to stay focused when you're working,
Some of us argue that because your sisters were not in agreement right from the beginning, there could be a problem. Is that true?
Which sisters? My Ghanaian sisters?
Yeah.
Oh, my Ghanaian sisters out there.
They didn't agree.
Oh, really?
You marrying Damilola, so it could be a reason why.
I didn't know. I had a lot of good wishes.
But how true is that? Did your sisters oppose?
Are you talking about my sisters?
Yeah, your real sisters.
My blood sisters.
Yeah, your blood sisters.
Oh, really?
Did they oppose?
I didn't hear that. Wow, that's information. Thank you.
But there was nothing like that.
I don't believe so. Why would there be anything like that?
It was rumored. Anyway,
I love the rumors. You see, that's why I tell you, I don't.
And that's why we need the facts from you. And that's why you are here.
Well, yeah,
we're
we're doing it together. Don't forget, I did promise you that I will address them just before I leave. I'll address the marriage situation. Yeah. So, which brings me to what I've been dying to talk about. Something really, really big is on my calendar this year. And, the point, unfortunately, is I can't say too much, but I did grant a radio interview not too long ago saying that this year I was going to make sure the entertainment platform changes, So after my trip to Florida in May, I want Ghanaians to look forward to something very, very big that's coming. You want to be a part of it, so get ready to find out how you can be a part of it. I'm not just using the word big, it's big.
It's really huge.
It's really huge, and it has to do with the entertainment industry and films and series. And if you're in that world, then you're about to enjoy yourself.
Is it the one that I've known, iFlex?
It is something that I've been working on, and something that is outside that I'm trying to pull to Ghana. So again, that fellow Ghanaians can enjoy that quality of life. But that's all I want to say about it for now.
Okay, so, I was just a bit curious. I mentioned the name, but I was just thinking.
That's okay, that's fine.
A bit curious.
He's not doing well. There are a lot of changes that are happening, with the entire game, things have changed. You don't make a movie, it doesn't necessarily sell on DVD anymore. DVD is going to be soon obsolete. We're looking at a streaming world. Now everything is online. So some of these changes are just what we're feeling the impacts of. And Ghana's a small country. So sometimes it feels like, hey, the impact is very, but Again, I say if we're positive and we look forward to the best. I'm going to be doing something very, very special with Yvonne very soon. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's simply along the lines of training, which I feel a lot of youngsters out there need. You know, to get better, training is very important. So look out for that. I'm not saying too much on it, but I'm sure Yvonne will get a chance to speak more on it, you know, in the near future.
Okay, so beyond every other thing, what is Chris doing, and when are you going back, and are you back to stay?
I like that. Yeah. Home is always home, you know. So when you say am I back to stay, that would defeat the purpose, because you already know that the agenda is putting Ghana on the map. You cannot create experience. You have to undergo it. You know, and so as much as possible, as much as I'd like to stay, you know, I'm definitely going to be out there. I'm going to keep doing what it is that I do best, and along the way, I'm going to hold as many hands as I can, you know, and together we rise.